Hey everybody, thanks for checking in with cigarvixen.com. I'm Delicia and today I'm going to be smoking this Macanudo Estate Reserve limited edition. I left it in the cellophane on purpose so I can kind of hopefully display the color of the cellophane. This is something that us fellow cigar lovers always look for, like when you're in the humidor shopping and you see like the newer cigars and then you see the ones that have that kind of yellowish tinge to the cellophane. This one has that. It's been sitting in my humidor for I want to say close to a year, maybe even longer. So I'm gonna take it out and just kind of show, hopefully you can kind of see that little bit of a tinge. It's definitely not a clear. It has that slight yellowish to it. That's really just a combination of the oils, from the cigar and the humidity, all that kind of just sitting there aging. It's a beautiful thing. So I got excited when I saw that, so I wanted to show that to you. But I'm gonna smoke this, like I said, the Macanudo Estate Reserve limited edition. This came out a couple years back, celebrating the 45th anniversary of General Cigars making cigars. So 45 years, been a little bit over that now, so closer to 47 years. Quite an accomplishment. It's always nice to celebrate other people's success, and especially when they make a cigar, to celebrate it is even better. So this little baby is featuring a Connecticut shade wrapper and Dominican binder filler. As far as what region of the Dominican Republic that the tobacco is coming from, that I am not sure on. It just discloses that it's from the Dominican Republic and Connecticut, shade grown wrapper. Beautiful looking cigar. It has a, even though some of that oil is left on that cellophane, it still has just a wonderfully shiny, beautiful oil sheen to this wrapper here. Very nice construction. It's almost silky. It's not even like you see the oil. It just reminds me of like a piece of silk. It's very pretty. The band itself is kind of a more muted, a little more elegant looking Macanudo band, in my opinion. It has kind of like, looks like two bands. So the bottom one is more of a darker champagne color, and then it has the limited edition in gold written there, raised lettering. And then the nice Macanudo M is on this, inner band, saying that it's the Estate Reserve. I did a review a few months back on the Estate Reserve Jamaica, so this one again is going back to more of a classic, more smoother, kind of a, not as strong on the flavor. So we're gonna get into this one and talk about it. Now I just came back from the Dominican Republic, had a chance to visit during Pro Cigar, which is a lot of fun. If you've never been, of course I recommend that you go out there for yourself and try it out. So the pre-lit draw on this one has a combination of an earthy, but kind of a honey, like a sweet little bit of a sweet honey element to it. So very nice. And as I mentioned, I was out in the DR. I've been there before, and the first time I went, I had a chance to actually visit the General Cigar Factory, which was pretty impressive. Very large factory. A lot going on there. You can see that they're definitely big on their quality control because they do produce a large amount of cigars. But it was a nice treat. It was actually my first time that I ever tried rolling a cigar, which I learned I am not any good at. I would much rather smoke them than try and create one. So I have even more of a appreciation for those who are talented enough to make the cigars, especially the ones who put the wrappers on. They make it look easy. They bust out, I don't know how many a day, depending on what factory, but they just make it look just really easy. And I can tell you from experience that it is anything but. But it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend that if you've never been out to any of the factories, if you've never been to Pro Cigar, it's a great festival to go and celebrate Dominican tobacco. And it's a lot of fun. So just getting this toasted up a little bit with the cedar spill. Ooh, that has a beautiful aroma. First initial taste that I get is a piece of toast, and I love that. Again, not a huge Connecticut person, but when it has something with that toastiness to it, it's such a good, welcoming, hello, come and smoke me type of cigar, which is great. So this is, again, something that would be phenomenal for the morning time, even mid-afternoon, or if you're somebody that doesn't like the stronger cigars, it'd be good, you know, any time of the day. It just depends on your preference. This is obviously gonna be more of a mild cigar. I have smoked it before. It is, again, more on that mild, not even really medium, just mild on that. So if that's something that you're looking for, this is gonna be a great opportunity to smoke a very nice one. It's very smooth. And today I'm smoking one of the 3 sizes that it comes in. I'm smoking the 6x52. I always forget to mention the size. This does come in 3 sizes, so 7x50, and it also comes in a 5x50. So 6x52 is what we have today. Smoking just beautifully. Starting off again with that nice toastiness. Picking up a little bit of a hint of that honey, but more of an oaky kind of a flavoring to it. Very mild, not anything that's really strong. Starting off just very pleasant. Nice smoke output. I coined that phrase that it has a very inviting aroma. This definitely has that. Again, for those of you who don't watch all the time, the inviting aroma is somebody that's walking past that maybe doesn't even like cigars and they smell it and it just has that, hey, you know, what are you smoking? What are you doing? How can I get that type of aroma to it? So very nice so far. Just again, beautiful with that silky wrapper. I'm very impressed with the way it looks. But anyways, gonna smoke it down as always and check back in with you for the second third. So getting into the beginning of the second third, as you can see, the ash is hanging on very nicely. Burn line is good, the draw is great. No problems whatsoever with construction, which is always nice. The flavors have shifted slightly, not a huge jump in flavor, but a little bit more on the cedary side as far as the woodsy profile is concerned versus the very beginning when it kind of had more of an oakiness. So definitely has more of a cedar. There's a little bit of kind of a very light cinnamon nutmeg-ish type of spice going on in there. There's also a very faint kind of a creamy vanilla. So again, those are just in the background. They're not anything that's very strong. It's just kind of an essence that's lingering there, especially on the finish. The finish, you get a little bit more of that spicy, but again, it's very mild. Not a lot of strength. The flavors are about medium body, but the strength is very mild. So again, if you're somebody that enjoys a very mild on the strength cigar, this is a good one to start out with. It's very smooth, very creamy, excellent with your morning cup of coffee. As always, I always mention that because it just is a natural pairing for me. So very good so far. Gonna continue to smoke it down a little bit further and check back in with you one last time for the final third. So getting into the last third, the flavors haven't done a huge jump or anything like that. However, I did notice on the retrohale especially, you pick up a little bit more of a very light pepper. I also picked up some notes of a kind of a dried fruit, more along the lines of a raisin type of influence in there, which was nice. Still has little bits of the cedar. The vanilla that was kind of there in the second, third, not getting any traces of that anymore. But really just a nice combination of the very light pepper, cedary, raisiny, very delightful. We had no complaints whatsoever. Again, great morning cigar. You don't necessarily even have to have a meal prior to this. You could just light it up, have a cup of coffee, no problems. It's again very mild, medium body as far as the flavor overall, very light medium, but very mild on the strength. So again, great cigar for starting out the day, early in the day. Even if you like the milder things throughout the evening as well, it would work. But very good overall, great construction, no problems, didn't have to relight it. Very good aroma throughout the entire thing, good smoke output, and great construction. So as far as I'm concerned, it's very good, and I hope that you try it out for yourself and let me know your thoughts. And I always love to hear back from you. So thanks for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.